Hi.
Hopefully this is working.
It says live, so it should be live.
Yeah, I have my husband on the computer outside, so if it's not, he's supposed to
Hi,
check
Scott.
working.
Hi.
So if there is anyone watching, please let us know the books you're reading.
Yay.
And we can talk about what we're going to read. I am reading I forget the name of it. The Initiation by Nikki Sloan. So we will see how that goes. I'm going to Indies Invade Philly. So I was trying to read books that featured those authors, but also like worked with the prompts. And that was one that kind of like fit that. So yeah.
Are you liking it so far?
I'm only a few chapters in, but yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it.
I like that one. I'm planning on continuing the series. So.
Oh, you read it already? The first book? And you liked it?
I liked it.
Nice.
Is this a fantasy romance?
I just got the second book. I just bought it. But you have to, because it has, I think it's like the first book is like free and then the other two are not.
Yeah.
The ebook.
So what are you reading?
Business.
I'm reading The Kraken's Sacrifice by Katie Robert. And I'm doing this for a book with a map. And it does have kind of, it has like a little map. It counts.
That totally counts.
It counts.
And I'm also reading The Grace of Kings and Daughter of the Forest by Juliette Marlier. But I'm going to read this tonight because it's Friday night. I want to read some romance, and I'm liking this one. I'm about 40 pages in. I'm reading on my Kindle. Like I'm reading the Kindle Unlimited copy. But yeah, I'm liking it. I'm hoping to finish it tonight.
Very nice. And what about you, Lisa?
I'm reading Babel. I'm like around 300 pages in, I want to say, like 200 maybe 3. It's getting like, it's a slow read, but I'm loving it. And I've just seen that someone is reading Guns of the Dawn, which is a fantastic book. Like, I mean, hi.
I will read that eventually. I have the audio for it. I just haven't picked it up. Hi, Lynn. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, this is my husband. He will be reading this actually this week. So we'll see what he thinks about it. ACOTAR series. Yes, ACOTAR. Oh, I've never heard of that one.
Lavender House.
Sounds cool though.
A Shadow in the Ember.
And The Stardust Thief is such a good book. Also.
Yeah, I haven't read The Stardust Thief. I just finished my reread of A Shadow in the Ember.
Yeah.
Oh, you did too.
Same. Like, how do you feel about the reread?
I liked it less on the reread. So, like, I remember when I first read it, I absolutely loved it. But I feel like in the reread, it just felt so similar to From Blood and Ash.
Absolutely.
And the writing, I wasn't as big a fan of it. I'm still going to read the next one on release day, but.
Which is next week, right?
Yeah. It's coming up.
Lavender House is a historical thriller. I remember seeing this and being interested in it, but I think I saw this because it was one of the possibilities, maybe, for Books and Lala's rabbit vlog, where she was reading a bunch of books with rabbits on the cover.
Yeah.
Because she had tended to get them all like 5 stars. And then in that video, she discovered that maybe that wasn't the case.
I don't think I've ever read a book with a rabbit on the cover.
Oh, really?
I was thinking the same.
So?
If you have Bunny?
No. I've seen it around, but I've never read it.
Yeah, same.
What Moves the Dead?
No.
I haven't read either, but they're on my
But you know about them.
I know about them.
Six of Crows is like one of my absolute favorite YA series.
Yay.
So good. City.
Yeah, I feel the book isn't
Ooh.
for everyone.
6 Crows.
Mhm.
Once Upon a Marigold. That fits some prompts. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no. I just got into 4th book in the readathon. I was like, yay. And there was like COVID. And I was like, not yay.
Oh.
Not yay. I
Uh,
know. Hopefully you're feeling better.
yeah.
I've been thinking
Same.
about reading this, but
Once Upon a Broken Heart. Is that the author that wrote Stephanie
Caraval.
Douglas? Is that who it is?
Yes.
Caraval?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Isa, I love how me and you were both like, before she even finished. Is
Like,
that the
not
opposite?
even-
Like I am watching her, you know.
Yeah, I actually think I have a special edition of that, and I've like been wanting to pick it up, and I liked Caraval. I don't know why I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I'm just reading a lot less YA. The YAs I tend to gravitate towards are like retellings,
Yeah.
which are kind of often more adult anyway. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
More adult feeling. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel
But
like
even
YA,
just a couple
some
years
YAs
ago, I was
really-
reading a lot of YA.
YA kind of skirts the line these days. Like I just read Sanctum, which is like a werewolf romance, and that felt so adult, but our protagonist was 17, so technically it's YA.
Yeah. Also, I loved Caraval, but Once Upon a Broken Heart, it was like not that good. I believe book 2,
Oh, no.
it's a little bit better, but maybe it was because I read it like just right after. And Caraval is such a good series, at least for me. So it's like maybe if I pick book 2 now, it feels better because more time has passed and I'm not comparing it all of the time.
To Caraval, yeah. Possible. Let's see. Every Hearted Doorway. I have had this book on my TBR for so long, and I've heard such good things.
It's good. I just got the 2nd book in that series, and I'm hoping to read it soon, just like a million other books.
I didn't realize the author of this, she has a pen name, and I think she's the one that wrote Into the Drowning Deep, which is like my favorite thriller of all time.
I love that book. That's such a good book.
It is really good. Reading Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, another good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually started reading Babel because I saw Elizabeth doing so. So yeah, you are the one that started this all.
Okay, I've read one then because I have read Watership Down.
Like a rabbit.
Yeah, so exactly this. I'm very excited for the next one, but like the reread just wasn't as good.
Yeah, I read the first book in that series. And wait, are we talking about the From Blood and Ash?
This is the companion series to From Blood and Ash.
I read From Blood and Ash, and then I think I gave it a low 4 stars. And then the way everyone's talked about it is just that it doesn't seem to get better from there. Mostly people get more disappointed by it. So I was just like, I didn't think it would, like, I read better, like just for me better. So I was just like,
Yeah. I think it will depend on what you're looking for, right? Like
very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to From Blood and Ash at the beginning, like expecting it to be full fantasy, and then it was like, no, this is mainly romance. And when I got to that, it was easier, and then you get to know the characters, and you get to love them.
But does it get smuttier? That's my question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. Yeah, I think so. I think a little bit.
Okay, no. If it's
but
not
there's still a plot. Like there's still a decent. It's like I would say ACOTAR level if you read ACOTAR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's like
A Court of Silver Flames.
Less.
I would say less than that. Yeah.
Less. Yes. Less.
If it's gonna be like 90% romance, to me, I'm like, I want it to be like.
No, I feel like there's also a decent amount of like action going on. Like there are battle scenes and like there's some cool stuff like that.
I might. we'll see. If I do, you know what I might do though is I might binge it, try to binge all of them and do like something for it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll reread it. We could do like a readathon. It'll be fun.
That's probably the only way that I'll read it is if you did a read along with me.
I'll do a read along. As soon as whenever the next book is gonna come out, we can do it prior to that.
I would like say I'm like 95% in, but
okay.
That's the only way I'll do it is if like you like force me to read it with you.
Force me to read it.
I wish this is one of the books, A Court of Mist and Fury, that I would do anything to go back and be able to reread it for the first time or read it for the first time. That is just such.
I want to read. I definitely want to read this series, the
ACOTAR
series. Yeah, but I'm interested to see how the next book will go. If you catch my drift.
Yeah. Oh, I feel like Caraval normally has like a positive.
Me too.
Like
this was one of it has a special place in my heart because I started reading a lot when I was pregnant with my son Noah, my youngest, and Caraval was one of the first series that I read. It was Caraval. It was the Victoria Aveyard series, the Red Queen series. Yeah. And then it was Stormlight, and those were and then it was like classic like vampire smut, like Sherilyn Kenyon and J.R. Ward eased me into those 3 series.
Yeah,
and those were and then I was like full on like watching BookTube every day and reading like a bunch and everything. So Caraval has a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
I really need to go back and reread that series. And also the J.R. Ward series. I've had the first book forever, and it's so long. I'm almost like intimidated to pick it up.
Oh, it's fast.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't there like 16 books? Like there's so many books.
There are. I've only read the first 3. I prefer Sherilyn Kenyon's series, the Dark Hunter series. Personally, I just think the 2 compare so much. Like, I feel like you can't mention one without mentioning the other. Even though it's like 2 different series, 2 different authors.
I'm sorry, I'm seeing how behind I am with the comments.
This is the one that recommend me Babel. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
See, there you go.
So would you be doing a read along with us if we did one? Who would do one with us?
Yeah, please let us know in the comments if you do one with us. I'm interested now. And my first ever BookTube video was a review of From Blood and Ash. So I just feel like,
really?
Yeah.
The city we became.
It's fantastic.
Want to read it?
Oh, good. I might check that out. I've seen this book around.
Oh my god.
It's by N.K. Jemisin. What happened?
My dog. My husband was playing with the dog and the kids, and they were like, they went crazy.
Oh. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah,
I've heard it's a little bit younger.
Is
it?
No. No, it is, but I'm not sure. I kind of remember Once Upon a Broken Heart to be a little bit older, maybe than Caraval even. But...
Wait, okay. This is getting me kind of excited.
Now you're into it. Like, we're gonna do it.
Are we gonna do it?
Oh I'm totally down to
do it. Everyone's about to be announcing. I've been teasing it, but I'm about to start a Malazan read along in December. But like, I think that could be good though. Like dark, super complicated,
long. Yeah,
I feel like that'll be
a nice cleanser.
It could be.
It could be.
Could be.
We'll plan.
Malazan.
Do I need to read for Blood and Ash? Publication order, right? Because
I always do publication order when I when I'm reading series that take place in the same world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to do publication order because things that happen in A Shadow in the Ember are referenced in A War of Two Queens.
Yeah. I mean, I don't believe that it's super necessary,
Yeah.
but I believe you will understand way more information about it.
And there's definitely more like Easter eggs and stuff if you read it in publication order
Agreed.
versus the other way.
Agreed.
I read. Yeah. I mean, the first one was my favorite by far.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I mean, they're all
already
good.
this.
The first one is just like that slow romance, and it was just, I loved it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, you already say it. Hannah, you cannot go back.
I'm not like build up. I like build up, and I don't like the drama of a relationship, but I do like all the smut. You know what I'm saying? And I like all the fantasy action and all of that. If that makes sense.
It does.
I need motivation. Oh, hi.
Pomegranates. I have not read that.
I have mixed feelings on this book because I think you started it, Becky, because I said that it wasn't a Hades and Persephone retelling because I feel like it's not. It's very much just like a mafia romance. So I was disappointed by it, but
why did I think it was a vampire romance?
Promises and Pomegranates? No, it's mafia.
Huh.
If I'm thinking of the right book.
Like it
No,
can
I
be
believe you totally. It's just on my TBR. I just
was on your TBR.
And pomegranates have like such a deep red juice.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's mafia and it's Savard Miller. I haven't continued with the series. But it is spicy. It's very spicy. Ooh. I mean, nothing negative. I just liked the first book the best. Still all good.
Oh, really?
Is Ballad of Ever After the second one?
Yes, but it's actually like Stephanie Garber in that picture. Yes, right? Like it's the author there in the picture.
Oh, so she must be a big fan.
But I will read that book too. Right?
What?
Like it checks. It seems like her, and then there's the Caraval books stacked. No?
Is it a signing?
Wait a second. Things are gonna get serious. Wait a second. I think so.
Yep, she's saying yes.
That's great.
I didn't even realize the second one already came out. I'm way behind.
In September. Like not that behind. Not that behind.
Honestly, it's not good. Yeah, it's not the best, but I love the love interest in Promises and Pomegranates is like a little bit unhinged, and he's very like touch her and you die type hero, which I love. So that's probably why I liked it. Go. Do it. All right. Well, do you guys want to read for a little bit?
Yes.
All right. So I was thinking 2 sprints of 20 minutes. Is that good with you guys? 2 sprints of 20 minutes. So going on for 20 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if I can get this to work.
Are you ready to read? Oh. Okay. Let's do this. And we're back.
And we're back. I just got to such a good part of the book too.
Hi, Kylie.
Welcome, Kaylee.
Hello. Sorry I was late, but happy to be here.
No, it's all good.
Absolutely.
How did everyone do?
I got to chapter 5, which is where like everything goes down. So really well. What about you guys?
I got like the first spicy scene has happened, and
we're all interested on how this works. Oh, please.
it was fine. It was fine. I don't think it's her best like writing. I've read a lot of Katie Robert, like a lot of her books. So far, this book I don't think is as good as The Dragon's Bride.
Okay.
It's fine. It's a book.
Did you read her Disney series?
I've read the first 3. I'm planning on reading The Beast this month.
How would you compare it to that? Do you think it's
it's nowhere near as good.
okay?
But The Dragon's Bride, okay, my favorite book from her is Desperate Measures. So that's one of my favorite books by Katie Robert. So that's kind of like hard to top. And I think my second favorite book by her was The Dragon's Bride. And then, or no, maybe Sacrifice.
Isn't Neon Gods by her? That series?
Yeah, I DNF'd that one.
Oh, I love Neon Gods. I didn't like the first one.
I'm planning on rereading it. It was like a soft DNF'd.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
It was a soft DNF. I am planning on trying it again. It wasn't that I wasn't liking it. I don't know. I was just a little bit bored.
Okay. I can see that. The world building in that's a little
Persephone retellings don't really get me very well. I've not read one that I didn't DNF, other than like Akamef. So
yeah, I barely consider that A. I mean, it is
right.
a Hades and but it's like very light.
Exactly.
It's like that's one of my favorites though. Those retellings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love them.
Me too.
I love Neon Gods, but I agree the world building in Neon Gods is so weird, and it's one of those things you can't think too hard about because otherwise it stops making sense. But I still love it.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
I'm weird about like the balance, right? So I like there to be like heavy fantasy world building. And then like, okay, the romance doesn't have to take super center stage, but I don't know. I'm weird about the balance. There are some authors that can really do it really well, you know? So, and if they're not going to do it really well, that smut better be top tier.
And normally Katie Robert is that author. I feel like the one thing she can do well, she writes smut very well.
Yeah, it's not hitting this book for me so far.
Kaylee, what are you reading?
I will be reading, oh gosh, You're Invited because it's a library book and my library needs it back in 2 days and I'm only 30 pages in, so
you can do it.
Yeah.
I've never heard. What genre is that?
It's a thriller. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like one of those wedding thrillers where there's a wedding on this island and then people die.
And then there were none kind of.
Yeah. And there's another one by Lucy Score that also has, maybe it's not Lucy Score. There's another horror one that I'm thinking of.
Lucy Foley?
Lucy Foley, yes.
Yeah, this one, I mean, I'm only 30 pages in, but it started very interesting. And I always do each month a little buddy read with my mom. And
Aww.
This is the one we were supposed to do in October, and I failed. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
No.
Mom, on it.
Pretend, travel world setting.
My cats are like clawing at the door to come in.
Yeah. Is that whose cat is that?
Do you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably
Is that yours?
Is that mine?
It's not mine. Like mine is here sleeping. You know that one.
I don't know which one it is. I have 3. Not that one.
The computer cat.
How are you guys doing as far as the readathon? Like, are you guys keeping track of like points or anything? Or I have like a whole notepad set up of what I've read.
Really?
So I finished the first step. So I'm planning on like going back.
Me too.
So I got like 250 points on the first step. I got like 150 points on the second step. This is for just 100 points on this one. Sorry. 100 points on the on the second step. And then I'm also reading the Grace of Kings, and that will get me that'll get me 300 points on the third step. So I'm kind of like going around, but you just have to go in order in terms of
blocking, right?
And you can just do one and then move on, but you can always go back,
That was kind of my strategy. I just wanted to get through and then go back. So I just
same.
And it's what you finish. So I'm reading multiple books at once.
Yeah.
I set it up because I'm a mood reader and like.
That's good. I'm thinking, is Babbel gonna give me that's my strategy, but I'm not sure. I want to validate with you guys. I'm thinking this will give me all the points of step 4, like difficult setting, kind of. Book with magic, kind of. 350 pages, like way more than it. So it just it fit for everything?
Yeah,
am I missing something?
I can't
remember. Is it 4th?
Is that
getting closer to the
Is that the historical setting one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that Babbel gets you all 350 for
nice. You just do that for another one that you did all 350?
Yeah, I think for step 2, City of Brass. Yeah, right? Book with a map, colors, and something else.
Newly acquired.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That cat scared me.
I know. I love that cat timer, though. I just think it's so cute.
I'm used to it now, but when I first started hearing it, every time it would make me jump. And I'm like, why does the cat noise make me jump? Normal timers, but the cat.
I first saw it on like Peace Love Books, or like one of the romance booktubers I follow. Mm-hmm. They always use it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute.
Nice.
So you're almost finished. You got this. Quest 4. Which one is that?
That's the one that Issa's reading for.
Oh. Okay.
What kind of books do you like? Because I think this is one that I think is
Entreat Me covered everything for that as well. Historical setting, magic, over 450.
I think I'm planning on reading. I think I'm planning on reading Valor for that by John Gwynne, but that's up to you. But Malice would work too. So if you like fantasy and you need a new epic fantasy series, highly recommend Malice. It's good.
Yeah, I just finished.
Need to read it,
and I'm loving. I just have one more. Do we have a mod in here?
No. Why?
You can do it. There's some bots, and you can block them from StreamYard. We can't do anything from StreamYard. Only the.
I got it. Started Twisted Love. Is this the first book? Do you guys know?
Yeah, it's the first one.
I wasn't crazy about the first one.
The first one is the worst, though. I gave the first one 3 stars, and it was kind of like a very indifferent 3 stars because I had a lot of issues with it. But then book 2, book 3, and book 4, I gave 5 stars to all of them. So.
I'm gonna have to continue because everyone hypes up this series, and then I read the first book, and I was like, that was underwhelming, and I never continued. But so many people love it.
It's not gonna be the best book though if you're looking for a ton of smut. There is smut in it, but it also focuses on a plot pretty heavily throughout the book as well, and lots of character development throughout. And so I could see why some people don't like it, but book 1 is by far the worst, and that's a pretty popular opinion too. That everyone says book 1 is the worst.
Yeah. Would I like it?
Hannah, you're the person I think you might be a little bit bored by it, honestly.
Yeah, Katie Robert is mostly. I love her stories, but there's a lot of smack.
I use romance as like a palate cleanser, right? Like I'll go between like super epic fantasies and then I'll use like a thriller or a romance as a palate cleanser. So it's just kind of, I like it to be like bing, bang, bam, you know?
Yeah. Scott, as you can see, she has rainbow shelves. They're not blue.
That video when you set up your rainbow shelves was epic. That was
Like,
so good.
it was so hard. Like, I thought
That was
this was gonna be
hilarious.
easy. I might be daltonic. Like after that, I'm realizing I might be daltonic.
You do it, like, why? Part of me was like, why is she doing it this way though? It was so funny. It was amazing. I loved it.
I did a poll and it was like, okay, I want to rearrange it. Like, what's the structure? And
I
this
could
one,
never
it was like,
I need to have like the books next to each other, and sometimes in color order that like doesn't work, and that would drive me insane.
yeah, like it took a time to learn where every word was. Like it was at the beginning, like I really spent like 10 minutes or more. Like it's not even that big, trying to find a Brandon Sanderson book, which like huge. Like it's not even a small one. It was crazy.
But especially like his the Stormlight archives, they're like
Yeah.
multicolored, right? Like even like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
look at Words of Radiance, like it's orange and turquoise. Like, what do you do with this? Like,
Nothing. You see, I put it there.
yeah, like,
Like,
it's like what? I
Words of Radiance, by the way.
It's so aesthetically pleasing, but like I could never. For this person that just said this, I honestly like the show more than that series.
Yeah.
Which one? Shadow and Bone?
Yeah.
I do
Same.
too.
Yeah,
Same.
I think the show does a better job. I think Six of Crows, those books are way better. And like I love them, but as far as Shadow and Bone, I think the series is, or the show is just, especially with Mal, that character, I think he's just way better in the show than he is in the books.
Yeah. I hated him in the books. I hated all the love interests in the books, though, honestly.
I read the first book in that series and just was not intrigued enough to continue.
I was doing it for a reading vlog, so I like had to finish, but no, I did not like the love interests.
I think also it reads very young, so it really depends, right? Like I read it like a long time ago, and even then it was like,
Yeah.
young.
Yeah, I read it like back when it first came out and was super popular, and I liked it okay at the time, but it wasn't a favorite series even back then. And as I've gotten older and read way more books now, I'm like, that wasn't good.
Cool magic system though, but yeah.
There's another Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I want to go back and finish because that was when I started to watch. No, you don't like it, Issa?
I didn't like that series either.
That's the one from Laini Taylor.
Yeah.
I DNF'd the first book in that series.
Okay, never mind.
Like,
I won't go back and finish it. Just kidding.
Loved Strange the Dreamer. Like it's one of my favorite duologies, like a series ever. But what is happening with Daughter of this? No.
I was enjoying it, but I think at the time I was reading like 5 books. And so I don't know.
No, it wasn't that.
Sometimes there's a situation where there's just one least enjoyable when I'm reading a lot of books, and that gets put down, and it just never gets picked back up again.
Yeah.
I thought the premise was interesting. Like it seemed unique what was happening, and then I just didn't pick up the next one, and it's been like a year.
Yeah.
I liked the first book, and then
Same.
My enjoyment got less and less with the second and then the third installment. And then by the time I finished the whole series, I had an overall negative opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Won't continue.
No, but I mean, if you like this star-crossed lovers kind of vibe, you might like it. Like your face.
Really nervous. We'll see. I mean, it's not super high on my list. It was just talking about Shadow and Bone made me think about that.
Oh, wow. There are some people that are already, like, they've finished all of the points, including all the hard modes, and they're starting over again.
I think that's Shari.
I think she's one, and I think there's a few others actually too.
So I thought there was a
amazing.
maximum. I was like, all right, like I'm fine if I just read 5 books.
No, yeah,
It's a maximum, but people asked to be able to start over again. So I said, yeah, if you've finished every prompt, including hard mode, like you should be able
No.
to continue reading for the readathon and enjoying
Of course.
the readathon. You know what I'm
Of
saying?
course.
But there's a
Totally.
max. There is a max number of points for completion.
I think
was
it's
feeling
amazing
so
though.
good about myself for having like 900, and now I don't.
Listen,
So I was like,
I-
a lot.
I created this readathon and I only have like 300 and
Yeah.
400. I think I have 400 points.
Still early in the month.
Shari,
Sorry,
my
That's
on.
which team are you on?
She's on the princess team. She's getting us points.
Woohoo!
Princess? Oh, good. Thank you. Go back. Yes, that definitely was.
Hmm.
I'm on step 3 right now. I feel like I'm reading one book to fill up as many prompts as I can while still having it be a book that was on my TBR and I want to get to. Like I'm not choosing a book specifically for the prompts, but then I'm going back through and filling in with little fast reads the prompts that I missed.
That's basically my strategy as well.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I tried to go through the different step and just with one book, if I can, to do all of the points, then the better, because I feel less stress about going for the points and for the different stages. But yeah.
Also, do you guys want to say hi to the vlog?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, vlog.
Hi, vlog.
Hello.
Hello.
I keep forgetting to get a clip of sprints for the vlog.
It's hard to remember because I feel like whenever you're in sprints, you're just so in the moment, you're so into it, and then when you end, you're like, dang it.
Let's fake it.
Jill said hello as well.
I read Graceling talking about
I
this
want to
comment
read it.
forever ago, and I remember absolutely loving it. And I think there's a new one out because when I read it, there was only 3 books, and I think now there's 4.
I think a new one came out recently, and it was with the cover redesign too. I think it was around the same time.
Yeah.
I loved Graceling when it first came out. That was like one of my intros into fantasy. But I recently revisited it and stayed with the nostalgia because didn't like it so much the second time.
I'm actually, that's one that I'd be afraid to reread because I remember loving it so much, and I don't know if I'd like it as much now.
Oh, there's another bot in the chat at the bottom.
Oh, 2 different ones.
Oh no.
I think you accidentally blocked a person.
Oh no! Oh, I did. Ah!
I don't know how.
Technology is fun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to whoever I just blocked. I will unblock you once I figure it out.
I don't know how to unblock someone on StreamYard.
I'll look it up after. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go to your, I think you have to go to your YouTube like admin page or whatever, and you can go to your where you also set up where you also set up like
your cat.
No, I can't even think.
It's okay. I'll figure it out. And private. There we go. Oh, that's okay. I'm so glad. Yeah, same actually.
Yeah, it's always a hard one to recommend because those other 3 books are so good, but then I'm always like, okay, I want you to try the first one because it gives you some context for what happens in the other ones. But the first one is not good, so you just got to suffer through it. And it's like, how do you pitch that to someone? You know? It's not
Zodiac Academy. I always am like, it's such a good series, but you have to read these 2 really long books before it actually gets good.
shelves for Christmas.
Yeah, like how though?
Yeah.
I want to know.
Christmas colors, like all the red and greens together.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's what I imagined, but maybe it's just that she would take that time to do
Or
so.
maybe like front facing, like the Christmassy books.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this other one out of the chat and it's like not working.
Can we help?
No. I don't think so. I think I have to do it on my end.
Okay. Okay, let me find my cat. She needs to be here with everything that's happening. Come.
Yeah, I think that's good. It's good for people, especially that are mood reading and everything like that. It wasn't even something I originally thought of. I think like Isa said something, and I was like, okay, because it's good because that way you're still doing everything in order. Like you still have to reach one, like you have to finish something to get to the next place, just like you would in the story. But as a reader, you also get more options. Right. Yeah, me too.
Agreed.
Even the world building is very strong.
I think it just depends what you're reading the book for. You know, like I don't think many people are picking up romance books to get impressive world building. And so that's why I think some romance books get a pass. For me, at least, I'm like, I want the romance to have the tension that I'm looking for. I'll pick up an actual like full fantasy book if I want a ton of world building.
Agreed.
Yeah. Meow. Bye, go say something.
Not just my cat, because my cat does the same thing.
So it's so funny because I'm a completely opposite fantasy reader than I am a romance reader. Like I want a character-driven like epic fantasy that's like high on the world building, the prose, and the character building. But when I read a romance, I'm like, just get to the heat, you know? Like I'm like, the character development is important in certain cases. And like, I do like a fantasy series, a fantasy romance series that has world building in it too. I do enjoy that. But at the same time, there are certain ones that just, sometimes I'm like, just give me this money, you know?
Yeah. Makes sense.
I don't know if I saw the redesigns of Daughter and Smoke and Bone.
The art that comes out of those books is beautiful. I have like a little thing on my wall. You can't see it, but of just the two characters from Daughter, Smoke and Bone, even though I don't really like the series, they're
Is
just
it
like
from Fairy
yeah.
I'm staring at it right now. It's on my wall.
So pretty. I love it. I wish I loved the books enough to like all the art for it because the art is so pretty.
I mean, like you can stop at any time. That's amazing.
Got one prompt left for my second time. Oh my god!
You never stop.
You never stop.
Here's the thing:
you're in our team.
It depends on what team you're on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
No, all teams are invited.
Yes. 4 stars. I've been wanting to read this. I've heard very mixed reviews.
Who is this by?
Tilly Cole, I think.
Yes, yeah. I haven't read it yet, but it's on my list.
I'm just gonna skip over my husband's post.
No, but it was a good question.
What was the
right?
question? Read it. Can you first let us know at least one book?
Like I have a wish list of at least 20.
Yeah, I'm like, the limit does not exist. I have like
the limit does not exist.
Exactly. There's one book they want to get if it goes. Yeah, there's so many. I couldn't.
But if you were to recommend people, okay, no for us, but if you were to recommend just one book, which one would it be for you guys?
I would recommend a book that I think is really good to read in the winter. And I think I read it at the end of December, early January last year. I would recommend The Sword of Kaigen.
I was gonna say Silverskagen.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. All the better. All the better.
But because they have ice magic, and so if you're gonna get a Christmas book, like a book to read in the wintertime, right? I think that's a really good one because they have ice swords.
They have
Yeah,
ice
I would recommend Spinning Silver because I just reread that and I enjoyed my reread a bunch. So I know it's like a current rec I would have for people. And it's another fantasy, cozy, like it's not cozy fantasy, but it's a fantasy that gives you cozy feels because it's set in the winter and there's tons of ice imagery and it's really like a good book. And it's really pretty. Like Dust Jacket, the cover is beautiful. So it's a pretty book to put on your shelves.
I will also say a book that I just put on my wish list. I'll answer with that as well. I think I just added like 2 books to my wish list. So I feel like that's actually a more accurate answer for like what I would want to go on sale.
I'll say
The color,
definitely.
Color of Magic. I want to try to read the Discworld. What's it called? The Discworld series or the Discworld?
Yeah, I tried
Whatever. So, and they have these really cool special hardbacks now of them that are really pretty. I don't know if you guys have seen these.
No.
No.
They look
They
good.
like them so much better than the paperbacks.
All right. Well, do you guys want to sprint one more time? And I'm going to try to figure out these bots and everything while we do that.
Yeah,
And unblock
Sure.
this person.
Yes.
Sounds perfect.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
How was your reading going?
I didn't realize this was arranged marriage. So I'm just learning that now. I'm liking it though.
This is like probably the worst Katie Robert book I've ever read.
No. Oh, that's so upsetting.
It was like my most anticipated book of the year. Like, it's just the girl needs therapy, not tentacles. She and
Wow.
and the way he is with it is not helping. It's making it worse. And then it's like, it's just, and then also the situations when they're going different places, it doesn't make sense. And I'm like, oh, we're back going deep underwater, yet we're back into a place again where we're not underwater, but we are underwater, but we're not underwater. And things, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Can she, like, how is she breathing underwater? Like, how is it?
She's got a special bracelet.
Okay. So there's like magic that allows her.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just not like, I don't know. Did she write this in like a week? I don't know. It's bad.
I mean,
Burn.
Rye just came out, what, last summer or this summer?
Yeah.
She's cranking them out.
I don't like, I'm not trying to, like, she's one of my favorite authors, so I'm not trying to like bust on her, but it's just not it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of still want to read it just because I'm intrigued about like how that works, but
yeah, there's no tension. It's just her having serious issues from past abuse and him doing the same thing to her, yet somehow she's still like being treated like crap, and she's like, oh, but his tentacles are hot, and it's just not.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
not.
going to continue though.
I don't know. I'm halfway through. And it's a short book. It's less than like 200 pages. Like, it's definitely it's probably going to be on one of my most disappointing books of the year list.
Sorry to hear that.
Able, I think, is by her, and it's like a mafia series. That's my least favorite book by Katie Roberts, and I DNF'd it, and it was also really short. Midnight in Everwood, I have never heard of, but Nutcracker retelling sounds really cool.
Nice, baby.
Yeah. Smaller.
I'm going to be reading that later this month. That's the Femmes Aficionados book club pick for October, November. So we're going to have our live show for that book in early December.
I hope you like it.
I hated Uprooted by that author. Like, it was really, really not like it. But Spinning Silver, I really enjoyed. It felt completely different.
I
have not read
the last 25%. Like, I had issues with the plot structure and the pacing, but I think I still give it like a low 4 stars because I had the vibes.
Yeah, I haven't read Uprooted, but I think that's kind of like the popular opinion, right? Like, it's not as good as Spinning Silver, but I think that she writes like really different stuff because like all the books, like Temerity, I'm not sure if you guys have read any of those books in the series, but are really cool, really fast-paced, really light in tone, and very young adult, and it's cool. And Spinning Silver, it's way more descriptive. So
didn't she also write The Dark Academia? There's like
The Golden Enclave? No.
Yeah. I never
Deadly Education, yeah.
Deadly Education is the first one, right? Like, that's the one that I read in October. And I really enjoyed it. Very different as well.
Sorry.
It's fine. Like epic fantasy. Yeah.
I love epic fantasy, like big chunkers in the winter.
Good night. I'm sure you've already
Bye.
Ooh. I still have to read the Starlight Archive.
I'm planning to read the second Wheel of Time book in December, hopefully. But I'm also supposed to be reading Gardens of the Moon, and I was also going to try to read Wrath. So the idea of trying to fit in another, like a third chunky fantasy is,
Yeah.
That's a lot. Yeah.
we'll see.
I really want to start Malazan as well. But it's just so much. So much everything. And it's just so overwhelming.
And I just started the Dandelion Dynasty too, and I'm like, but I finished
I
some
want to
chunky
read.
series this year, so
Yeah.
Okay, so the tentacles aren't doing it for people.
but that's not the issue for me. It's the way she's dealing with it. I think I could like a tentacle romance. The issue isn't that. My issue is actually the way she's dealing with the relationship, and the trauma is just being done very poorly.
Yeah. But the dragons one, was that romance better? Like overall?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I've heard good things about the dragon one.
It's been the background on my phone since it came out. It's a beautiful cover.
It's so expensive though for such a short book, or at least it was. I think it was like $15.99. I didn't want to pay that at the time.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah, it is really pretty though.
It's so pretty.
Yeah.
I had to own it. I love the covers in the series. They harken back to old historicals.
Yeah.
But like with monsters, I think that's the coolest thing. So, and I love the flowers.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
I know.
Now, if it had a step back, that would be like next level.
Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't we doing that anymore?
All right, I have a question. When we go back to complete prompts from steps, I don't think so, right? If you've already gone through, Hannah, this is more for you.
When we go back to complete prompts from steps, we didn't need to do still. Do we? No. So once you've moved on, you can go back to any step you want to complete prompts you haven't done. You just can't repeat the prompts. I just got this at the used bookstore. Look at the step back.
Ooh.
This is Only a Princess, Joanna Lindsay. She has the best step backs. But I want to read this in summer because it's like in a jungle.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Summery vibes.
I don't think I own any books with step backs. Like I have a couple of historical romances, but they don't have them. Back, we're not. I don't know what happened if it stopped on YouTube, but we're still going. Okay.
Ooh.
I haven't read any of them, but I'm interested in Ordinary Monsters.
I've been hearing, like, I've not read the first two, but I've been hearing a lot of good things about Ordinary Monsters. Again. And Dragon Republic is book 2, right? In the Poppy War.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just checking. It was a good one.
I did not read any, so I cannot help you. I read the Poppy War. I like the first one. Okay.
Cool.
Stephen King is so hit or miss with me. Like there are some books I really loved by them, and then there's others that I've hated.
I was supposed to be reading Stephen King this fall, and
I think he has a new release that just came out, right?
Fairy Tale.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I heard it's a disappointment.
Oh, that's a shame. His son also writes books, and I've actually liked his books recently.
I want to read Nosferatu.
I loved that.
You like that?
And the show is also really good. Yeah.
The show, it's amazing.
It's perfect to read around Christmas. Like, I think it's a really good adaptation.
That's his son, right?
Yeah. Jonah Hill.
Monster.
Yeah, I have a monster romance vlog, and it doesn't really do it for me either.
I don't believe I've ever read one. Like, which would be the one you recommend for someone that hasn't read any?
My favorites have been Titan by Gillian Graves. That's a gargoyle romance. but that has a kink that I really like in my romance books. Like it's a daddy dom romance. And I also really liked Morning Glory and Milking Farm. I thought it was really cute, but really spicy.
I'm so scared to read that book just because the cover looks intense.
Right. Yeah. No, it's really cute and it's really sweet romance too. It was really good.
Okay.
I'm
Noted.
gonna agree with what Becky said. I Married a Lizard Man, I think, is my favorite.
I've heard that's really sweet but spicy too. So I feel like if you liked that one, you might really like Morning Glory and Milking Farm.
I'm gonna try it. I think I'm gonna do a vlog. It's like books that I was afraid to read, and that'll be on there.
But I've not read that one. I'm just saying based on what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard a lot of. It's not everyone's favorite. I don't think Pris enjoyed it.
Polarizing then. Yeah. Polarizing.
For Stephen King. Oh, what's the one, Scott? We talked about this. I'll talk to you about this later. The one that have you guys watched Hearts in Atlantis? That movie? There's a whole Stephen King book series that like uses those characters, and I started reading it and I really enjoyed it, but then I stopped.
Oh, this is good to know that some people have enjoyed Fairy Tale. Cool. It just depends on who you've been like
following.
Who you know that's read it, you know? And I only know 2 or 3 people that have read it. Well, actually, no. Bryce, I think last time I heard was reading it, but I don't know what his thoughts were on it. I know he was enjoying it, but I don't know his final thoughts on it.
Hopefully he'll do a review. Maybe he has something already, but okay.
Sorry. Pet Sematary is good. I don't know. Did I read that? I've seen both movies. I don't think I read the book.
It's that was one of the ones I wanted to read this fall. I wanted to read that and Salem's Lot, but
I read Salem's Lot and that creeped me out.
I've only read Misery and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 5 stars. That's the only Stephen King I've read.
I've only read The Institute,
and that was a time.
The Huntslinger.
Well, if it's fantasy, it should have some kind of magic, even if it's just like, isn't it fantasy?
Our Valley, yeah, but our violent ends. Isn't this like around these monsters, kind of zombie kind of world? No.
If it is, then that would count.
Like Chloe Gong or something like that.
Yeah, it's Chloe Gong.
Right?
Is that the second book?
Yeah, I think so.
Violent Ends.
Integral to Jade Legacy's calling.
Did you finish that series, Isa?
No. I will read book 2 right after The Lost Metal.
Okay.
Which I'm hoping to pick up next week. But Hunter's Dome.
Never read that one.
No.
Yeah, I didn't like the new one as much as I like the older one. Oh, Pet Sematary.
I haven't seen either of them.
Same.
Oh,
I have homework for this weekend.
I read the one with the dog. Cujo? Is that it?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. And I saw that movie.
I've never heard of that.
Firestarter. Never read it, but I love the movie.
Yay.
All right, guys. Well, I know it's super late in your time, Isa. So you guys want to call it?
No, for me, it's fine. I'm drinking coffee, so I'm ready for everything that you guys
Well,
would
do you
like
guys
to
want to
do.
do, up to you, Hannah. Do you want to do one more sprint and then call it?
I'm up for whatever.
Okay, let's do
Same.
one more. I just got to get my kitten timer back on.
Also, the book is getting very interesting. Finally.
Oh, really?
Finally, yes. Like it only
Started
took
out
300
slow.
pages. What?
Oh, the first 300.
I mean, no, it was a good read nonetheless, but it was like, now what? You know? And then finally the what is coming. So
Yeah, mine was just getting good, and then I had to deal with like technology issues. So I would love to read a little bit more.
yeah, let's do this.
All right, starting.
Please look at these. I'm not sure if you'll see it. Do you see it? My cat and my dog, please. The cutest. Hello.
How was everyone's reading?
So good. What about yours?
So the love interest has a black cat named Lucifer, and he was just introduced, and I just think that's absolutely adorable.
Mhm.
Untrue. Not happening.
But I can do it. No, I can't.
I'm
mean, I have
tired,
coffee.
and it's like 7 o'clock here, and I'm not battling being sick. So
Damn. And how was your reading, Hannah? Your face,
It was a
no.
book. It's a
not
book.
getting-
It's it's a book that exists.
Okay, that's the best you can say. I'm honestly curious to read it just because of how much you seem to be disliking it. Like,
Yeah.
It's not as bad as it was 10% ago.
okay.
So maybe it'll get a 2-star.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
It's not getting a 3-star.
Okay. That's fair. 0.5 stars.
Range. My range.
Yeah, it was a little all over the place. I will 100% agree with you there. And I don't
Here's me.
remember the main person, the girl, but I remember kind of being annoyed with her too.
Man, old school. Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry Springer. But I
That
also
show
love
that you like kind of secretly run off and watch while your parents didn't know you were watching it.
Oh, when I was homesick, it was like Jerry Springer and Maury were like the two only things on.
Yeah.
But I remember the love interest in this is like he's absolutely crazy, but he's also like a neat freak, and it's just he was a cool character. I really liked him. The rest of the book was kind of a mess. All right, guys. Well, that's all the comments. So, gonna call it.
Okay.
All right.
I think my husband's putting the kids to bed right now anyway, so I might as well catch the nighttime routine.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Well,
Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you.
It was amazing.
Hopefully the next one.
Yay!
Yes, it's over. Yay, I did it. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.